going on? Another day back on the 340. Today's a big day, at least for me. We're gonna start dismantling all this stuff and we're gonna get ready to install this bad boy right here. So let's get right to it. Start taking off the back panel, which is the easiest. Damn mosquitoes. Then we're gonna have some tins that run along the back to remove this plastic here. Take this off, this little rubber, so we can access this little screw that's hidden right here. Cool. So we got 3, 6, there's one missing. There it is. So there's 7 of these total. But I'm sure you guys have taken this off plenty of times to know that. So now we'll take off the side of the strut bar. And then here, we're gonna need 1 E-Torx and a socket in my case. So I believe it's the 18. And yes, it is. So let's get my big guy now. Okay. Let's take this one off. Cool. Grab a pick tool real quick, and I'm not taking this one off because I don't have a screw there, so I'm just popping this one side off. Pops off real easy. We'll take that off, and then I believe this one is a 17. Let's see if I guessed right. Yep. I've done it so many times. So once you crack it, it's loose. You can just do the rest by hand. It's quicker. And that's out. So now you can grab your strut bar and you can pull that out, put that to the side, and then you can take off this plastic here. Now you don't need to disconnect it from here. There's a little tab right here. You don't need to disconnect that, but today let me see if I have still space to do it. You know what, I think we still have space, so I'm not going to disconnect that. I'm just going to sit it right here on the side and we should be good. Or you know what, today we are going to take it off. Let's take it off today. First time ever I take this off. Just pull that out. Tab pops right out. Make sure you save your pin for the inside right here. Alright, let's put that aside. And now you can completely remove this. It's the first time I take that off. So now what we'll do is we'll take off the insulation, the noise canceling insulation. You can set that to the side. And now we have kind of a general access. Let's see. You can start unplugging your sensors. Before we do that, of course, always want to disconnect the battery. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. All good. So yeah, now we can start disconnecting some sensors. So we're going to remove half of the charge pipe. So you just want to pull that up, slide out, set that to the side, pull up, push in, slide out, super easy. Set that to the side, and then that can stay on. Now what we want to do is we want to start removing some of the E-Torx that hold down the harness. So let's go ahead and grab an E-Torx, which I'm gonna say that's a 10. That's not a 10, so we'll go 15. And it is a 15. Yes, sir. Okay. You're going to be removing this line. Now you have an option to reuse it or cap it off, and they do supply you with a plug to cap it here as well, so you don't have to use this line anymore, but I'm probably going to reuse it. So we can lift that up through here and then just rotate that out the way for now, and just keep removing these E-Torx that are holding the harness down. Okay, so now that's loose. I want to take off your ECU cover, put that to the side, and then what you want to do is, I already have these pre-labeled. I don't know if you can see, I kind of scraped in with a pencil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and whatnot, so I don't have to do that. I did it for, you know, myself, to make sure that I put these back in the same spot. But you're gonna need to remove these to get nice access to it. And then this one connects to number 2. So that one goes in the front, just remember that. And you're just gonna do this all in reverse order. So I wanna just get this out the way. And I have a 3 on that one somewhere? I don't. I think I only disconnected 2. So let's see. Maybe I did them. Oh, I did label them. Ah, nice job, pencil. They're super easy. Just push this little tab in, pull the big tab down, and they literally slide right out. There's 2 tabs right here. You want to pull back on them, slide that up, and then you have this out the way. So we'll go ahead and just slide it under this and put that to the side. This right here is my ethanol sensor that I have running to the back. We're probably gonna disconnect all this too, because we're gonna redo the fuel line to tap into the port injection. So this here, this little tab, you can push back. I believe it's on the bottom part, and then pull up. Yep, just like that. And then you want to come here and disconnect these. Use a pick tool. Don't pull on these because you'll break where they're connected to. So just that, slide up, and those are good. And then you want to pull this one off as well. Once you pull that one off, you can go ahead and grab these connections. Now, so this line we're not going to pull off yet because it's going to have some coolant in there. And then this line, there's a tab here. Pull back. Actually push in, sorry. We don't want to take the whole. There you go. We'll disconnect this one as well. All right. So now we have this out the way. This is on a little tab that you can just, let me see. That's actually on, oh, that's zip tied, but this tab, might be able to leave that there. And just push this out the way, because you're gonna need access to this fuel section right here. All right, so that's done. Now evap line, you want to lift up and slide back. That's gonna pop up. And you want to rotate this out the way. And you want to push the tab back and then slide that out. And these could be a little stubborn sometimes, so you get something to help you a little bit. There we go. And then this you can take off. Mine's I think is partially broken, but that one just pulls out like that. You can set that to the side. We might reuse that, we'll see. And then this we can push to the side here. So now we have a little more space to manifold. So now, let's see if I can get this to come out. Take that clip off. This is the ethanol sensor. Push down and it slides right out. Don't lose this clip. You might want to reinstall it right now so that you don't lose it. And then when you just plug it back in, it'll clip in place. It was upside down. There we go. Pull this out the way. And kind of clean this up a little bit too. So set that to the side next to the reflex. Keep that back there. Okay. This we can set to the side. Okay, now we are gonna spill a little coolant, so you might want to grab a rag. And I think I have one around here. Here we go. And there's a little clip in there, so you want to pull the clip up, and it'll slide right out. Little retention clip right here. Just pull up on it like so. Make sure it goes into the grooves on both sides. And then we can go ahead and pull that out. Not that much. Alright. And then we can set that to the side. Okay. A couple drips, no big deal. Now I am not going to drain my coolant completely. What I'll do is I'll put a rag down here or a big towel, and I'm only going to disconnect the hoses that I need in order to get this off. I don't think it's necessary to drain your coolant completely when you're doing this job. I could be wrong though. So now we have access to, let's pull this reflex wiring away, and then we'll put you back later when PI is installed. So let's also pull this tab out. Yep, beautiful. And we'll set you to the side as well. Now you have an E-Torx here, an E-Torx here that's holding it on these brackets, and then you have your intake manifold bolts. So we'll start pulling that off now. Oh, they're 10s. Perfect. Having small tools like this, such big help. Actually can't use this one. Where'd my big one go? Here we go. Just start pulling this off. Okay, just one. Kind of want to maybe put them in a section where you remember which screws are what. Okay. They're 10s. You shouldn't be torqued down too much. You know what? Let's get my bigger one. We need support, baby. It's good to have an adapter. Where'd the big one go? Oh, okay. Now you got more leverage and power. Look how easy that comes off. I think it's like 10 or 12 millimeters. Tighten these down. We'll double check before we put on the new bolts on the new manifold. I wish mosquitoes were extinct. They don't do anything for the planet. They're selfish. And we should have one more, which is hiding back here behind these wires. Yep, I can feel it. So don't want to take this off. I think this clips up though. Yes, it does. Okay. All right, so just an update. We ran into a massive problem, and hopefully we get this sorted out quick. But I took the manifold off, and then when I took off the throttle body and went to attach it here, it was off here by this much, which only tells me that this is actually a Gen 2 manifold. So super big problem. Again, I'll reach out to the company I got it from. I'm also reaching out to DO88 because it actually shipped directly from them, and see what we can do and get this sorted out. So stay tuned for an update on a video. Alright guys, so quick update. I just got the new manifold in the mail, and just to show you the difference between a Gen 1 and a Gen 2, to me there's only one major difference, and that's the throttle body connection. So if you look on the Gen 1, you'll see here there's like a nudge, and that's because the throttle body actually has a piece that if it doesn't have this nudge, it's gonna hit here. And you can notice on the Gen 2 there's more of an indent where one of the throttle body screws goes into. But to be honest, they're pretty much the same, except also this Gen 1 has more of a curvature here on the side than this one does. This one actually looks a little thicker, but not too much differences with it, to be honest. Everything else mounts in the same location. And another thing, if you do order from DO88, if you see this fitting here, this little fitting, that is a good sign that you have a Gen 1. If this fitting is capped off like this one was, that I had to buy these actual fittings to try to make something work, which now I don't have to use this at all, but these two ports were capped. They are BSP threads, so keep that in mind. And so that's another way to tell the difference. If you have this fitting already installed, Gen 1, if you have the two caps here, Gen 2, also here, Gen 1 has this indentation that sticks out, Gen 2 does not. Besides that, there's really no difference on the manifolds other than also this little curvature here on the side. Alright guys, so we're back. This is the second day working on it. We're about 4 days later. So I reached out to the company. They told me I can go ahead and return it. The Gen 2 manifold that they sent me, which was incorrect, because obviously I have a Gen 1 B58. I did find this on a different website. I believe the website was autocouture.com, and they were able to overnight it to me. So it was here actually today. I just got it. So shout out to them. I appreciate you guys. Thankfully they had it in stock. When I ordered the original one, I ordered it through Euro Tuning, and they placed an order with DO88, and it still came all the way from Sweden, so they didn't even have it in stock. So again, shout out to Auto Couture for this. And we already have the manifold mounted. So now pretty much what's left is we're gonna start applying all the screws here, which, just in case, these screws do take spring washers. Just don't forget. Also, make sure you go on DO88's website. They do have instructions on how to install it. I went ahead and printed it out. So super simple, super basic, and you shouldn't have any problems, literally. I'm almost done. I have one bracket already plugged in. I'm gonna plug in one more, and then we're gonna start doing the port injection, and I'll show you the injectors, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, so now that we have everything torqued down, you're gonna do, per the instructions, 5 Newton meters in the sequence that's on the instructions, and that's what it's telling you. After you do it at 5 Newton meters, you're gonna go back over the same method again, do it at 10, and then you should be good there. So we're pretty much ready now to install the sensor first. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that you have the sensor secured, you have all your bolts secured, we can go ahead and start working on the port injection, which I kind of started already. But just to kind of give you an idea of the injectors. So a lot of people that run the fuel rails, they end up having to use adapters and these little clips. So these are actually designed to fit exactly like this. No spacer, no clips, just the way it is. If you want to know the size of these are the ID1050X's, and they are the 34.14.14.6 size, which are the shorties, and these go directly in, again with no spacers, no clips, right into the fuel rail, and they just snug right in just like that. So now we have our injectors installed. We'll go ahead and put it on the manifold here. Alright, so manifold's installed. Check for leaks. No leaks. This is really cool. I could put my hand on it. The car's been running for like 10 minutes already. We're not plugging in the injectors just yet. We still have to wait for the low pressure fuel pump, which should be coming tomorrow, and then we'll go ahead and drop that in. We'll plug this in, and then we'll go ahead and update Tuner Pro with an updated bin file that I got from David, but came out really good. I don't plan on using the engine cover anymore or any of the installations. I think it looks nice like this. And then as soon as we're done and we plug everything in, we'll clean up the wiring a little more. But I think it came out really good. So we'll jump back into this when we're ready to do the fuel pump.